Right, so apparently this is the good type of demo where it's really just the first few hours of the game and you can transfer your save. Welcome, my friendly friends. Pharaoh Fiasco here to the start of Metaphor ReFantazio, which I've been massively looking forward to. Select text language. As a JRPG for lifer, wow, Alice really put their foot in this. Been very eager to see what this is all about. Yes. And that looks like Pixie. But I had to, when I found out that the demo was out, I had to jump on this because, man, I've been ducking and dodging spoilers for this for forever. English. I had to stay off the SMT wiki because I was like, uh-oh, this doesn't look like any Mega 10 game I've ever seen. But we're about to find out. Like, just the brightness until the monster is barely visible. That's alright. So, I don't know anything about this other than the fact that, like, metaphors are probably personas. The game uses an autosave feature. Okay, well, that's most games. Unauthorized reproduction or distribution of all or any part of this product is prohibited by law. All right, bro. But this is a work of fiction. Okay, so that's promising. We might get some crazy stuff then. I'm so looking forward to this. A very small percent of individuals. Oh, well, I'm not epileptic or anything. But if you are, I mean, well, I'm sure you've got your video game etiquette figured out or something. Ooh, fancy. Well, not etiquette, but you know what I mean. Studio Zero. Okay, I thought the opening was starting. I really have no idea what to expect other than a turn-based RPG. Or at least, I really hope it's turn-based. That's what I prefer.
I trust this will suffice.
God smiles upon the generous.
Oh, away with you! Back to your cesspit, beggar!
Is that serious? Jeez.
A land grotesque as its people. You dreamt of utopia. You saw the tribes united as one.
Oh.
That dream died long ago. You should have done the same.
Why is he? Oh, he actually got him.
Your kingdom will perish alongside you.
But you know how evil blonde guys are in these JRPGs, so. That's patricide, dude. Assuming that is his dad, but that's the only reason he could be in here is because that's his dad. Judge
by my hand.
I cannot fathom it. His Majesty killed in his own bed.
What are there, elves?
The blooms upon the prince's grave had yet to wilt. Without an heir to wear the crown, what will become of the royal magic?
Thus vulnerable, an invasion might undo us.
From within or without, the state hangs on a precipice. It may even come to civil war.
In dark times, we must stand together.
Your Eminence.
He looks super evil.
Few could even enter the king's chambers, let alone draw close. And yet
His Majesty's arcane power could deflect near any blade. With all the royal bloodline's magic, who could harm him at all?
shadows stir in the castle just as they did with the prince. What hellbound soul could end a royal life? Who would dare such atrocity? Huh?
He's about to blame somebody else.
A shame to die with no heirs. The prince was taken too soon.
Oh, that's not his dad.
And only a king may wield the royal scepter, the very crux of his vaunted bloodline's magic, which made such a fine deterrent to war. One has to ask, them dead, who shall take the throne?
All right. So, can he use the royal scepter then if he's not of the royal bloodline?
Here begins the demo prologue of Metaphor ReFantazio.
That's how you say it?
What we have to offer you is but a taste of the story from its beginning. But through it, your experience will mirror the full version. Should you wish it, you may carry over your save data to the full version. We thank you for expressing your curiosity about our tale of fantasy.
I'm gonna assume that's the main character's voice. It's not what I was expecting, honestly, but apparently I went searching for it, but I've only got a PS4 because, you know, they were playing games with the PS5 inventory when I was really interested in getting one. But there's no physical PS4 version from my understanding. I'll still get a physical PS5 version, but I guess it'll just be a while before I can play it. Metaphor ReFantazio. So let's do new game. Uh-oh. It's got a cel-shaded look to it. And the protagonist looks like a fantasy Makoto Yuki. Is this? Wait, what?
I feel you watching me from a place beyond my sight.
This looks very modern.
Whoever you are, please tell me. Does our world pique your interest? Pardon my curiosity, but would you tell me your name? That is to say, tell me who you really are. The one who meets my eyes across a strange threshold.
So, he's asking us for our real name? Who are you who shall guide the protagonist? That's interesting. I mean, obviously we're gonna go with Pharaoh. Your name is indeed Pharaoh. You will name the protagonist later. I figured as much, because he made it very clear this was us. But sure, yes.
Ah, a most unusual name. One I've never heard in our world. Which suggests to me you might reside in a world beyond ours.
This is real fourth wall breaking.
It is a curious thing that in your eyes, my entire world is but the dawn of a story yet untold.
There's no way this is the protagonist's voice.
Or to put it another way, this is a fantasy. But can it truly be dismissed as something so far removed from you? If indeed you wish to cross to our world for a time, I would first ask that you indulge one question. Is fantasy limited to the confines of imagination? Would you call it a powerless creation?
I'm gonna say not always. Fantasy can be pretty powerful.
More than wishful thinking, more than fiction. Something capable of affecting the realities beyond its bounds.
Yeah, plenty of people carry this, the themes and the stories that they see in fiction with them into the real world, so why not?
This must be what you believe. I confess my own answer still eludes me. But consider, if fantasy is born from hope, a desire to make the world better than it is, then that hope can be made manifest. Thus does change come, and thus is fantasy forged into a new reality.
This VA sounds like Griffin Puatu, who did Saizo in Soul Hackers 2.
Perhaps the story about to unfold before you will tell us. I'm thoroughly invested now myself. So, let this tale begin.
Alright, so we've never played this before, but so storyteller, for players who want to focus purely on the story, battles pose no threat of death, absolutely not. For players who want to breeze through battles, this difficulty can be changed later on. The standard difficulty, where battles will thrill and challenge, this difficulty can be changed later on. Regicide, a high-risk, high-reward mode for only battle-hardened players. And we can't even, I was about to say, we can't even pick it, but I forgot that this is still just the demo. We're 2 weeks out from being able to play on Regicide difficulty. So that's what Blondie committed then, because clearly that wasn't his dad. It was Regicide, not Patricide. Though some Patricides are also Regicides. Oh, hard it is. Are you? Oh, I didn't read the thing. For players who want intense battles. Yeah, that sounds like us. I really like this chromatic aberration effect that they've got going on. But Atlas has put a lot of effort into a stylish UI design ever since Persona 5 really landed with that 8 years ago. Oh my god, I'm old. There he is, Fantasy Mc...
Looks like we're in the clear. The capital's just through this desert.
And his pixie.
Is it true then? The king is dead.
Aye, and the guards are more concerned with the funeral than keeping the roads safe. So now the monsters are roaming in broad daylight. No soldiers to stop them.
Monsters, huh? I've certainly been hearing the stories.
To say nothing of the vacant throne. There's a storm coming. Mark my words.
Well, she's a party member.
Is certain.
Redhead there's a party member.
What's the problem?
They're bandits!
What kind of...
Come on, let's see some respect for the militia! Us folk, we're commoners. No crown or church will save us.
But Lord Luis will save us one and all. All we ask is a little tribute. You're with us or against us? And if you're against us...
So, the elf can throw around magic. Alright.
An igniter?
Oh.
How did they get one of those?
So that's... So staves are special? Dang, they're really running us.
Huh? Look at you. What have we got here? He's an elder. So he is. No horns, no knife is. Filthy gremlin like you. What you got in the capital?
So humans are the minorities then?
Oh, what's this? Looks like you've been holding out on us, boy.
That seems like a good way to end up dead.
Hold it.
Really? The guy who ran and not the dude who's actively struggling?
Should have listened to us, chum.
Seems like misplaced aggression.
A fallen lie. That's all to get stuck like us.
Oh, okay. Ooh, well, that's it for that guy.
You drew steel. I take it you are prepared to die by it.
So, she was all cool and... Uh-oh. Time to reveal our magic powers? No, we just got chumped. Okay. But you knew that cloak was hiding something. I just expected it to be more magical in nature. Ooh, cel-shaded. Memorandum.
Ugh, this place already feels like a death trap. You hear all that stuff about Lord Luis saving us?
The 2D art is beautiful. The faces in the animated cutscenes are looking a little weird. Like, stylistic, but in an uncanny valley kind of way. Especially the redhead's face.
Hey, you okay? You still got all your limbs attached?
I wonder, it's probably because I'm playing the PS4 version, but this, I don't know, this looks like it could have been, or at least the 3D elements, they look like they could have been on the Vita. That's not a knock against it, I love the Vita, but still.
Well, at least they didn't figure out our mission. Definitely could have gone worse.
You know what? They've been working on this game for so long, I would not be surprised if this was originally going to release on the Vita. Let's ask if she's alright.
Are you alright?
Oh.
Been worse. And from the sounds of it, you're about the same.
So, we're not silent.
You do know that if anyone finds out who we really are, it's all over, right? The mission's more important than either of our lives. If we screw this up, there's no going back.
So, if we're in Elda, she probably is just literally a pixie. Oh, okay. Whoa, is she armored up there? Is she a party member? There's no way. But maybe there is. Tradia Desert. I'm not sure. Is that...
Think we'll make it?
You don't look hurt though, so that wait, we sound okay, but that's kind of strange because we sound American. Oh well, whatever. Not everybody in a fantasy has to be from London or whatever. You don't look hurt though, so that's good news. You can move, right? Ooh, we have a sword. I think that's what that is. I'm thinking we should find a place where we can see the whole area. Ooh. Tutorials, dungeon, basic controls. Use the left stick to move. Hold R2 while moving to dash. Press O to dodge enemy attacks. Okay, so there's enemies on the field, which is standard these days. I can't remember the time I last played a modern game that had random encounters. Some actions you can perform and their corresponding controls are displayed at the bottom of the screen. You can also use the minimap to see which way to go. You can view tutorials you've seen before in the main menu.
Let's go.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm gonna call it and say that this MC, whose name we haven't gotten to pick yet, I wasn't even thinking about that, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is Griffin Puatsu. No idea who the girl's name is, or who the girl's VA is. Ooh, that does not look like a first enemy. Whoa, Sandworm Volno. Land, or we don't know its level. Yeah, those look especially dangerous, so watch out. I don't think they've noticed us yet, though. Phase Sight. Press L2 to use Phase Sight. This ability lets you see what Gallica senses in the environment. When you see an enemy you've never confronted before, it will show up as unknown. Prepare as best you can.
Okay.
Avoid the enemies and head for high ground, but I don't want to avoid the enemies. Oh, so I guess this isn't turn-based. Whoa! Hold on! Alright, that's it for that then. That is it for that. Okay, well, that's one way to make sure that we don't do anything, but oh well. That's a little disappointing because I massively preferred turn-based stuff, but oh well. Just because it's not particularly my flavor, it doesn't dampen my Is there something chasing us? Holy God! That thing is huge! Alright, well, we narrowly avoided a game over in the tutorial section. That's always nice. Very Atlas. Ooh. An inverted pyramid. What's all this stuff floating around? It's nice.
Checking, but you do remember what we're here to do.
It's very nice looking, but it's also, that's probably like this world's version of mana or ether. Refresh my memory.
Right. What am I doing again?
Oh, I don't know. The mission that's more important than our own lives?
Yeah, but can you be a bit more specific?
First, we get to the royal capital and get you enlisted as a guardsman at the army's recruitment center.
So we're going undercover.
This could decide the fate of the whole country. We either do our jobs or we die. And if it's all the same to you, I'd rather stay alive. So we've got to see this mission through. Come on. We don't want the sun to go down on us in the wastes. Let's pull ourselves together and get back on the road. You know what they say. Anxiety breeds the world's cruelest monsters. I mean, fairies say that at least.
Okay, yeah, because that's not a saying I've ever heard.
I can at least cast my usual spell for you. It's the small comforts, right?
So Gallica is shaping up to be our navigator. Navigators aren't really a facet of battles that I've ever been super fond of. At least when Fuka was doing it back in Fest, the voice lines were funny. Neat.
Right.
It's as though music is playing directly in my mind. The effect of Gallica's magic is inspiring. So that's one way to do it diegetically, I suppose. So from here, as long as this music is playing, we have whatever buff she's just given us.
Music was the first magic this world ever knew, after all. Makes the road a little easier.
So is this not a buff and this was just the BGM for running around in dungeons? It sounds good, don't get me wrong.
Look. Over there.
That's a road, isn't it? What a relief. Grand Trad is already in sight.
Let's go.
Almost there. Let's keep moving and try to stay out of sight. Okay, I think that's the Grand Cathedral over there. It's big enough to use as a landmark. And so there's active void. Whoa, are these enemies? They look, yeah, they look mean. Hold on. Crap. Let's go ahead and bust out the speedrun strats. Oh! We're just aggroing everything. I'm sensing danger close by. Careful now. Well, I guess she would be, rather than like a navigator. No, she would. Similar to Mimi, I guess. What? What is that thing? And why is it on us still? Leave us alone. Is this a special game over?
This land of 8 tribes and 3 nations, all blessed by the power of magic.
What?
The United Kingdom of Uchronia. The year is 785. Uchronia is shaken to the core by the sudden death of its king. Anxiety breeds dissent among the tribes. Disparities tear them apart, and no mortal mind remembers the heroic tales upon which their land was built.
Did we make it right before we got God? Or did this trigger because we were about to die?
By this story of fantasy, may this faded world be painted anew.
This music is very... Oh, okay. So that's the script of this world. Hear my wish, and come forth from thy epoch of glory to grant me thy something. But this music has a very Strange Journey flair. I like it. Strange Journey was a great game. More people should play it.
Whoa, just look.
I'm not sure what happened to us out in the wastes, honestly. Ooh, look at that paintbrush thing in the sky. Or the cloud. It's got a paintbrush aesthetic to it. Oh, okay. The people are making merry here.
Get on with it, then. Drop the dog. Hang him dead. Please. I've done nothing wrong.
Okay.
Lying dog. Don't try to deny it. You trample the law for the fun of it.
Let it be known, for misuse of an igniter, you will hang by the neck until dead.
Alright, well, I guess we're not making that much merry.
There's no way that crowd was going to listen to anything a Parapus said.
So Parapet...
Such a shame. Might you spare some coin?
And so he's another Parapus. Oh, there's a lot of them.
Oh,
careful!
Hurry.
Don't you have any street smarts? Come on, kid.
Well, she's out in the open, so I guess fairies aren't that...
Look, we're not tourists here. We gotta stay focused.
Right.
You noticed back on the wagon? You might be the only Elder here, in the whole city even.
So humans are massively outnumbered then. Or I guess I should start calling them Eldas. So you got the Parapus, which are dog people, Eldas, which are humans, and I guess I guess Lewis is another Elda, maybe.
Capital's incredible. Just look at all the different tribes. You never see this kind of diversity out in the countryside.
I really like the chess piece aesthetic that the Uchronia standard, the Uchronia banner has going on. Though I guess it's red in the colored version, so.
Not that it's very balanced. I see more Fomars and Usants than anyone else.
Alright, not sure what those are. So I guess... Okay, because I thought everybody was just weirdly... Well, aside from, like, the people with knife ears, I thought everybody else was just, like, human-shaped.
Which means a dopey Elda kid's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Try to keep your head down, okay?
Hey, did you hear what they're saying about His Majesty?
They've got the little whisper effects like in P5.
They say it wasn't illness at all. I heard it was foul play, assassination.
Should you really be whispering stuff like that out on the streets?
Shh, careful who hears you say that.
Right.
But it's just like the prince, isn't it? They say he was attacked in the dead of night. A war of succession is coming, I tell you.
So Clamar's, so the horned people, so you got the dog-eared people, the horned people, the knife-eared people.
Sounds like monsters have been prowling the countryside. They're sending the guard out to deal with them. The army's really gone to hell. It's a far cry from when we had Count Luis at the helm, I'll tell you that much.
Hard to see how the nation can come back from this.
They really think everybody is a goner. Just thought, well, the way they were talking about the dude who got assassinated, it seemed like he was really strong at some indeterminate point in the past.
We'd not have to ask if the prince was still alive.
Wait, what's this? Is time rewinding? Is this a loading screen? What is this?
The king dead, his son stricken. Are there none left to bear the weight of the crown?
They had to load the flashback? Or are we experiencing something we were not there for?
We've done all in our power, but not even the kingdom's best, the saint, could purify this affliction.
So that's the prince then.
Over 10 years he has languished under this curse. How much longer can his body hold out?
Well, he's got a pretty unique design. He'll probably be ambulatory before we know it.
No doubt His Highness would protest. But since he cannot, we have no choice. For the man who cursed His Highness and murdered our king, there can be no mercy.
Do we know who it was?
I never thought I would have to ask this of you. But there are so few of us left now. There is no one else to turn to. Will you infiltrate the military to deliver a message to our contact there?
Okay. It's that important, huh?
This is your mission. For all our sakes, you cannot fail.
Do we have, maybe we've got proof that Luis is the one behind this. What does the metaphor part come in at? Because metaphor, persona, they're both well, persona is an actual psychological term, but metaphor could be construed into one.
Hey, you listening? Well, I guess I can't blame you for feeling nostalgic. You and the prince were pretty close.
Were we now? Okay, so we're not some super random then.
Anyway, getting to the capital was only the beginning. Now comes the real high stakes part. You gotta go get enlisted so you can meet up with our operative. Remember, nobody here knows who we are. Nobody here knows the prince might still have a claim to the throne.
So we're aware that the prince isn't dead yet then.
That means if we get busted, that's it. Nobody's gonna save us. Step 1. Let's figure out where the recruitment center is. Shouldn't be too hard considering the need for soldiers.
Alright, so there's already a lot going on. How are we close to the prince then? We can't just be nobody, but I'm sure we're gonna get one of those flashback scenes to explain it before too long.
So?
Do you know where we're going? Feel free to admit that you're lost and asking for advice. What to know in town? Press R1 to open the local map. If you're unsure of what to do, try pressing triangle. Gallica always has good ideas, or so she thinks. Press up in safe areas like towns to save your progress. Grand Trad, Royal Capital. And how many save? I want at least 16, but I'd settle for 12. 16, yeah. That seems to be about Atlas Standard. We can... Okay, so we can face her to get that. Water's Day. Interesting. And the temperature. So, That's definitely an interesting evolution on the calendar system where the temperature now plays a facet in it, or plays a role in it. Head to the recruitment center, or sanctuary. Lycaon Magic Association. So these are the wolf people, who I guess are different from the Parapus dog people. So this shop sells igniters. One of those sure would come in handy. Too bad we can't afford it. So I guess if you can buy an igniter, why did they execute the Parapus guy? Is it because he stole one then? Actually, I think they did say he literally stole it. Oh.
Look at that. The new model's out now.
A new model of jewelry?
I could be out there slinging spells like a master if I had one of those.
So
I guess that's the big city for you. Everyone and their mother has a magic igniter. So many different types, too.
So all weapons can be ignite, or basically anything can be an igniter, because he was looking at necklaces. What's a magic igniter?
What's a magic igniter?
Oh, okay. Well, he says it himself, so.
See, there's a couple in the window. Like an instrument plays a tune, an igniter casts magic. Pretty hard to come by out in the countryside. Can't imagine what it's like having to wave around some shiny stick to use magic.
Yeah, well, we can't all be blessed to be fairies.
Me? I can whip out magic anytime I like. And I can even see the Magla in the air. Though, I'm not exactly an archmage.
Wait, so okay, so the Magla is very obviously those floating diamond-shaped things, and it seems fairly akin to magnetite in that instance, though whenever magnetite is visible, it's more liquidy, so it's got a real viscosity to it rather than an etherealness.
Wonders never cease. A fairy and an elden child. Are you new to our fair city?
Now, who is this? Please, I really hope she's a party member. She's so cool.
Well, I suggest you keep a low profile. Trust me when I say you don't want to catch the eyes of the lords and ladies.
Come on, join the party.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. I run this humble shop.
Aw.
Are you in the market for an igniter?
Well, that puts the kibosh on that.
Here's something that might catch a foreigner's eye. This is modeled after the royal scepter and would make the perfect souvenir.
Yeah, but like, that thing looks expensive. The royal scepter.
The royal scepter?
Right, okay, he says it himself, which is definitely different.
You've really never heard of it. Wow. Where do I even start?
A symbol and instrument of the crown's sovereignty. Passed down through generations. If you believe the legends, it houses incredible magic. World-shattering power. More practically, you might call it the world's most potent magic igniter. And in the king's hands, it was enough of a deterrent to stave off invasion.
Okay, I get it. Magic igniter. It ignites magic. Okay.
Now he's dead. With no living heir either.
Wait. Okay, so is the prince... Does that curse render the prince dead or something then?
Tragic, isn't it? Kingly magic is of little use without a king. You picked a bad time to visit, boy. I don't know why you're here, but there's trouble brewing.
So literally, us just being an Elda makes us worthy of notice.
I'll keep that in mind.
A word of caution then. Your survival is your own responsibility.
Igniter merchantess. There's no way she does, because she looks way too cool.
That was unnecessarily ominous. She has a point, though. We'll need to be careful.
Careful's our middle name.
Anyway, we don't have time to hang around chatting with the locals. We've got a recruitment office to find.
So, that was very interesting. This recruitment office, I'm extremely curious. So I guess once we join the recruitment office, we're gonna get the battle tutorial. Like, we'll be deployed to go somewhere. What's that? Listen, Igniter Shopper.
This is a joy.
Do the Lycaon Magic Association's igniters have to be so damn expensive? Though I suppose all magic igniters are pretty costly. I hear you, mate. Maybe I'll lodge a complaint with the shop owner. You know, like I did at the exchange earlier. Well, this shop is owned by Brigida Lycaon. I heard she isn't one to be trifled with. Regardless, I'm a paying customer. Let me speak with her. So, her name is Brigida Lycaon, huh? And we can see our HP and MP. We've already got MP. So this is that's the loading screen for entering new areas. Royal Capital, Grand Trad, Regalith, Grand Cathedral. These screens are probably faster on the PS5. I was hoping that we'd blend in with the crowd and no one would notice that you're an Elder, but the people here have sharper eyes than I thought. We don't want to draw attention, but hiding your tribe is only going to make it worse. People may insult you, but do your best to stand tall.
All right.
Easier said than done, I'm sure, but it's for the sake of the mission. And on that note, the recruitment center we're looking for should be just ahead. So, our races are tribes in this. I see. Oh, it's right here. So I'm sure we're going to meet our first party member also here. Probably going to be a rambunctious guy.
That must be the recruitment center. I'll let you take it from here. It should be pretty straightforward.
Well, obviously Gallica can't join. She's so diminutive.
Oh, and if they start asking questions, just be as honest as you can. Lying will only make us more suspicious. So long as you don't compromise the mission, you're fine.
All right, well, fair enough.
Good luck in there. Knock 'em dead.
So I guess she'll just be screwing around out here while we're the ones doing all the heavy lifting. Oh.
Okay, you got this.
A blue blood, are you? The army's no place for velvet-swaddled lordlings. Why are you here?
That army recruitment poster behind us is crazy looking, but I'm assuming whoever speaks next is our first party member.
Perhaps your noble family collapsed under its own weight. Is that it?
Lineage seems a strange measure for a soldier's worth.
Yeah, he's definitely down with the cause.
I'm looking to enlist. Is that enough for you or not?
An uppity one, aren't you?
Uh-oh. Wait, are they not the same? Are they not the same tribe? Do the horns really matter that much?
Fine, lordling. Welcome to the Guard, where it'll be your privilege to die screaming and bloody in service of your country.
Jeez, do you want people to sign up or not?
But mark my words, war will turn your arrogance to piss. When your corpse is plucked from the mud, do try to look patriotic.
Like, down with the monarchy and everything like that, but jeez.
Rousing words, Captain. You think threats will buy loyalty? No wonder nobody respects the Guard anymore.
Honestly, he's got kind of like a generic flavor to him. Like, it looks like he could be an NPC on the thing, but we'll become accustomed to this young nobleman's face before too long, I'm sure.
But I'm here now, so perhaps the kingdom isn't a lost cause.
All right.
Insolent pup! You will learn your place.
Don't. The healers have enough on their plates already.
Dang. So he was really about to put the hurt to this guy.
Be gone, and be thankful you're still in one piece. All right, next. Hurry it up. An elder? I thought your kind was long gone.
So, humanity has already faced an extinction then?
Age 18. An orphan, too. The army can always use more of those.
Naturally. So, there's no reason, like Gallica was saying, all this is true.
So, what brings you to enlist?
I need the money.
I need the money.
Pragmatic, if nothing else. But I suppose a vagrant like you could use the work. So, what can you bring to our beloved corps? Any skills to speak of?
Oh, whoops. Wait, are we picking our, okay. If I know Atlas games, we're picking our starting stats right now. So, we can do heightened strength, heightened magic, heightened defense, heightened agility, heightened luck. Let's do, because magic is normally super busted.
I've got a sharp mind.
Yes, you and every unschooled troglodyte.
Jeez.
Right, last order of business. Make your mark or sign your name if you're actually literate.
And we are actually literate. Now, I have not thought even a little bit about enter the name of the story's protagonist. So it might be a little on the boring side, but let's name ourselves Heath. Yeah.
You know your letters, do you? We'll get some use out of you yet. All right, lad. Welcome to the Guard.
Yes!
I'm sure you heard about the monster sighting, so stay sharp out there. We're short-handed as it is, so be a good lad and try not to get killed on your first deployment.
No promises, sir.
You can pick up your kit at reception. Standard issue guardsman armor and igniter. Kingdom property. So if you break it, it's coming out of your commission.
Uh-oh. Well,
On your way now. Up to. Next.
that was surprisingly painless. But we'll see how long this experience remains painless, judging by the trek that we had here. What a long line. Guess we've got no choice but to wait our turn. Recruiter dispatcher. Okay, I wanted to talk to him. You enlisting as well? The line starts behind me, if so. Or was there something you needed? I take it you overheard my interview. Yes, guilty as charged. I am a noble, but just a countryside son of a lord. My family is of no real consequence.
Well,
let's just say I have my own circumstances. I'm volunteering to fight in order to protect the kingdom, foolish or not. Alright, well. He does look pretty cool, and they do make a fairly reliable pair when standing side by side. Anxious Parapus. Okay. Anybody else who looks interesting or of note? Not particularly so. F everybody else. What? You're cutting in line too? Everyone will get their igniters in order. No one ever follows directions. Why do only thugs come in here? So do we have to talk to everybody? Join the queue, alright. Let's line up. Evening. And there's times of day as well, but that's Atlas's bread and butter at this point.
I heard they get sightings.
Of monsters, no doubt. But geez, a whole bunch of people have joined up.
what? Of those huge monsters? You think that's why we're low on soldiers? Wish they'd have told us that.
I'm sure you'll be fine.
What do they call them? Something like,
Humans? Wait, what?
Next. Another Clamar. Wait. No. You don't look like the others.
So Clamar are the closest thing to Elder.
Surely not. An Elder? It's the first of your kind I've seen.
Really? We're really rare then.
Move it. There's a priority around here.
Uh-oh, bro's trying to pull rank on us. You think your tribe's better than ours?
We're arming squires and children with igniters now. Waste of good gear. It's better off in my hands. Give it here.
Well, you literally can't just wait a few seconds. You're gonna get the exact same thing.
brute force and crude insults. The world is yours for the taking.
Oh yeah, this is our best friend.
Care to say that again, boy?
We all have our reasons to enlist. Now get back in line.
Oh, another high and mighty Clamar, is it?
So, the goat horns are mark a Clamar.
You think your pretty words will measure up to pure Roussant strength?
Oh, forget the tribes. This is a matter of pride. Now, you owe us both an apology.
Alright.
Come on, no fighting in the ranks.
So he does care about brutality as long as it's not him who's inflicting it, I guess.
Sorry for making a scene. You alright?
Oh.
That was terrifying.
Don't let him get in your head. That's all people like him really want, anyway. Well, see you around. Try not to die out there.
Wait, but we need you backing us up. Aw, there he goes.
Don't make my job any harder, please. Here, your igniter.
What is that? Cinder igniter.
These days, most come with their own magma crystals. So with practice, anyone can use magic. To an extent, anyway. It's not the sort of thing you can master in a day. For now, newbies like you best focus on surviving.
The thing around his neck is apparently a magic igniter. So the cinder igniters are necklaces. The captain I spoke with earlier had one too. They must take on many different forms, like I saw in the main street.
And take this too. Protect it with your life.
A nice map. Royal Capital Vicinity map.
Wow, that's a real map.
Are these... Okay, well, clearly these are pretty rare.
It's dangerous to even chart the wilds, but this is full of details. Only the military could pull this together.
All right.
Listen up, striplings.
Or should I say, oorah?
My name is Captain Klinger, and as of this moment, you miserable lot are under my command.
I'm not sure if Captain Klinger is long for this world. He's just got that vibe of dies early on or something.
I'm sure you've all heard about our forces being tied up with the funeral proceedings for His Majesty. But if you think you're on cushy security detail, think again. First, you will be deployed to a fortress at the northern border, where you will be trained into true guards. Our veterans there will teach you the one thing you need to master if you're to survive. Pain.
Even though the battle system is clearly not turn-based, I am still intrigued by what it could entail. We'll see how long that lasts, though, because again, I really do prefer turn-based combat.
Perfect. That's exactly where our contacts hold up.
Oh, well that works out perfectly for us then, yeah.
Enjoy tonight's sleep, because it's the last full night's rest you'll get. Dismissed!
And so there's afternoon, evening, and night, and 11...
Look at all the other recruits. They really are desperate for new blood.
11 degrees Celsius. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really not entirely certain. I know that's gotta be colder than 23, but I wish it'd be cool if it was in Fahrenheit, because I don't want to have to do calculations all the entire time I'm playing this.
Oh, right. I know you don't know what our contact looks like yet, but he'll know you by your sword.
Is that our sword? Is that special?
He'll also know right away why we've come. And don't worry, I'll recognize him. Well, the charming captain is probably right. We should get some rest before tomorrow.
And we're in the barracks with everybody. Does Gallica not need sleep?
Hey, you awake?
Nope, I'm asleep. Good night.
Haha, very funny. Look, I just have a lot on my mind. Can't seem to fall asleep. I'd heard about what it was like in the capital, but still. When you hear and see all this prejudice out in the open, it's a lot. You okay?
Aw, she's checking on us. It never gets any easier, ain't that the truth?
It never gets easier.
Yeah, I could tell. Try to put it behind you, okay? Some people are even saying it's the lesser tribe's fault that the monsters are showing up at all.
Yeah, that sounds very realistic. Just scapegoating the nearest minority.
These are the same kind of people who burned down your village, remember?
I'd rather not think about it.
Yeah, no need to relive all that nonsense.
Oh, you're right. Sorry. I'll drop it. The prince was kind to take you in. He cared more about who you were than what you were. I can see why you'd want to repay him.
Okay, so that's how we're connected to him.
Oh, speaking of, he's the one who gave you that book, right? Can I see it?
Is that the same? Is that the magic thing?
What book?
Oh, I don't know. The one lying right there that you're always carrying around? Good thing those bandits weren't much for reading, huh?
Oh, is that not the thing they were trying to take from us? Because this is blue and that other thing was green.
Thanks.
Wait.
It's what you call a fantasy story, right?
So, in the world of Metaphor ReFantazio, the modern world is the fantasy?
So it's a fantasy world made up by the author. The prince loved those kinds of stories.
So I guess it was the prince who was talking to us at the very beginning then.
Okay, let's see. It says the young traveler was amazed by the world he saw.
Is he talking about us?
In this world, there is only one tribe. All people accept each other, and no soul is born into discrimination.
Oh, he really is talking about a fantasy. That's not any world I'm familiar with.
Wow. So not even any fairies? I guess less differences means less to argue over.
You think that? You would think that.
In such a world, there is no need for sorcery. A megapolis is built through learning and labor.
And exploitation of any and all underclasses, but let's go ahead and put away the guillotine for right now and just let Gallica get on with it.
Towers of glass that reach the heavens. Safe nights with no dark shadows. Busy streets well traveled. And in the laws of these emotionally satisfied people, it reads, all lives are equal.
Yeah. But as long as this game doesn't go what was it called? As long as it doesn't go all Star Ocean 3 on us, I think I'll be satisfied. You know what I'm talking about.
Whoa. I see. No magic, no tribal conflict, and equality for all? It really does sound like a fantasy. But it's strange to feel envious of a fictional world.
Man, me and you both, Gallica, we're both envious of this fictional world that's being talked about right now.
Hey, are you asleep already? You know how hard it is for me to turn these pages on my own? Well, guess I'll just read more later. Good night.
But I still think that's pretty cool, though. The fantasy being our world. Late night? Oh my gosh. Record the events thus far? Sure, why not? We'll go ahead, drop the save right here. But then we're actually going to call it a part. So join me next time for more Metaphor ReFantazio. Bye for now, guys.